just before we go into Yuno Energy, I just want to talk a little bit about how companies advertise savings and what they base that on. So all electricity suppliers, we currently in Ireland have 15 electricity suppliers in the market. Any new one coming in is going to cause competition, as you say, and that's great. Out of them 15, there's 13 now, that provide domestic electricity. When they're talking about any savings, all suppliers have, to put a basic size on it, they have an in-contract price and they have an out-of-contract price. So when any company is saying, we'll save you €500 here, we'll do this here, we'll do that there, what they're basing it on is their in-contract price compared to other companies' out-of-contract price. So currently, with your current provider, you could be on a contract from last year and you could be paying maybe 39 cents a unit for your electricity, let's say. Once you go out of contract with them, you will be paying anything up to 60 cents a unit for your electricity. So not only Yuno will save you €500 on your electricity if you go into contract with them, so will any other provider that's out there if you go into a contract with them, including your current.
Okay, but how do, I mean, I haven't a clue whether I'm in contract or out of contract with my electricity supplier.
Yeah, you know if you look at the bill and the price you're paying. But if you're paying anywhere over sort of 35 cents a unit, you're probably gone out of contract.
And are most people out of contract?
There was a time when it was like that people didn't take any heed of it. But because of the rise in electricity prices, people are becoming a lot more savvy. You know, like we're talking about big differences here that won't go unnoticed. I'm talking about your bill going from 39 cents a unit to 60 cents a unit once you go out of contract. You're going to notice something like
but
that.
John, if we were to pick up the phone now and randomly ring 50 people and ask them one question, which is, do you know if you're are you in contract or out of contract with your electricity supplier? I reckon 90% of them wouldn't even know.
I don't think it'd be that high, and it would depend on the age group you were asking. Look,
so if I pick up
there are a lot of suppliers. There are a lot of suppliers. Right, a lot of the people out there that are out of contract and paying out of contract prices.
So if I pick up my electricity bill or go online and have a look at it, and if I'm paying any more than 39 or 40 cent per, what do you call this again, per kilowatt? Per unit. Should I be ringing my supplier and saying, excuse me, I want to sign up a contract here to be in contract?
Yeah, well, you should be ringing them and ask them how much they're going to offer you to go back in contract with them for another 12 months. Currently, your supplier will offer you somewhere in the region of between 35 and 40 cents a unit, depending on what their best offer is. So that's what they will offer you.
Right, the onus is on me, though. So the energy supplier is probably making more money from me if I'm out of contract.
Of course they are.
Right.
Making twice as much money off you.
And should there not be legislation in place whereby electricity suppliers must contact their customer every year to renew a contract?
Yeah, should be.
But there isn't.
Yeah, no. That's it. That onus is on you. So, look, let's talk about Yuno Energy now for a moment and what they are bringing to the market. Okay, so obviously competition is great. Now, Yuno are hitting a specific kind of customer. So there's a few criteria you need to have and need to be aware of if you're going to go with Yuno Energy. So, first of all, it's all about their app. Their app, and you have to have a smart meter. Okay, so the app is directly connected in with your smart meter. So 24 hours after you've used whatever you've used yesterday, you can look at on your app today and see what's going on. So this is, and you're going to see more and more of this coming on. Now, you can already see this with other providers on the thing, but this is just nice and handy. It's on an app there. You look on yesterday, oh my God, between 2 and 3 o'clock, I used X amount of money. I spent, what was it? Oh, the tumble dryer was on. Whatever it might be. You can see your usage even on there. So you have to have the app. What else have we got on there?
To have a smart meter.
You must have a smart meter. 3, it's not direct debit. You pay by card. So they'll take your card details, which basically means that the day your bill is coming out is the day your card is going to be charged for that payment as well. So you can organise a date with them the first of every month, let's say, that you want your bill to go out. You'll be able to see day by day on the app your bill building. So you'll be able to see how much your bill is going to be. It's not going to be a shock to you. You know what I mean? You can look on it there. And then on the first, that amount of money is going to go out of your card. It will be charged to your card.
So what happens at the end of the month if you have extended and used more units than you've paid for at the start of the month? Because effectively you're kind of paying in advance, aren't you?
Well, so what you have to do, the first time you sign up, they'll have a chat with you about your usage and your current bills, and they'll estimate how much they think your bill is going to be in a month's time. So let's say they estimate it at €200. They say your bill is, they'll ask you for a deposit of €200. Come the end of the month, if your bill is €150, you will then be €50 in credit. Okay? So that goes towards your first bill. And then you're paying the next time is the following month after that.
Okay. My understanding as well is, and I've seen some statements from the companies saying that if you have if you've overpaid, they'll refund you the money as opposed to allow it as a credit for the following month.
Yeah, all companies will do that. If you want the money to go back into your account, it'll go back into your account.
Okay. Yeah, if you don't have a smart meter, will Yuno install the meter for you free?
They organise it to be done for you. You can pick up the phone and do that yourself. But yeah, absolutely. And they organise for them to come out and get a smart meter. That'll take 2 or 3 weeks.
And is there a cost for the smart meter?
No, it's just the normal smart meters that ESB networks are installing. Right. They'll be the ones who come out and do it. They're the only ones who can install meters. Okay.
They are also saying that they are the cheapest on the market, but I guess they'll all argue the same thing. But they're saying that their standard price for a unit is 38.04 cents per kilowatt hour, which they say...
Yeah, that's inclusive of VAT now.
Correct,
so remember, when you're looking at your bill, the only time VAT appears on it is your very, very final figure. So when you're looking on your bill and you look at a unit price of electricity, what you're looking at are pre-VAT figures. Okay? So your bill, even though, as you say, the VAT there with VAT is 38 cents. So pre-VAT, when you're looking at your bill, you're looking at your Electric Ireland or Flowgas or Borgas, whatever it might be, you might look at that at the moment and you see 39 cents a unit is what I'm paying for my electricity. That's a pre-VAT figure. And that's the same with all suppliers. Okay, the VAT isn't added on until one total amount at the very, very end. So their pre-VAT figure at the moment is 34.9 cents a unit for a 24-hour meter. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, that is as of, as you'll see on their website, all information correct as of the 18th of August. Today, there is a cheaper 24-hour, only fractionally, I'm talking about 0.05 of a cent, but there is cheaper available today. Tomorrow it'll probably be somebody else.
Can I be nosy, John, and ask you a question?
Yes, go on.
Because you are an expert in this. What are you paying at the moment for your unit of electricity?
Currently, at the moment, I'm paying 36 cents a unit.
Right.
That's what I'm paying for. That's an in-contract price that I'm in at the moment, at 36 cents a unit.
And you're happy with that?
I'm not. I'm far from happy with it. But it was the best price at the time when I was coming out of contract, and with a supplier that I was happy with. Could I have got slightly cheaper? Yes, I could have. But the supplier I was using, I'm happy with the way they bill me. I'm happy with the way they operate, and I was happy with the way things go, so I was happy enough to pay that extra 0.05 of a cent to do that.
And if tomorrow or today you decided, well, I hear of another company that I think I can get it 2 cents or 1 cent a unit cheaper, will you ring your supplier and say, I'm switching? Or can you switch when you're in contract?
You can, but it'll cost you €50 with most suppliers to break your contract.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd have to do the maths.
Yeah, you have to do the math. And look, 1 cent to you might mean a difference of €20 a year on the bill. 1 cent to me might mean a difference of €300 a year on my bill. It is so, like, it depends on the household, depends on the usage, how much you feel is worthwhile changing. You might ring me up today, Tommy, and you might go, John, here's my bill, here's what I'm paying, I'm coming out of contract next week, what's the best that's available there at the moment? And I turn around to you, well, Tommy, the best is you're in contract here, your current provider will offer you this, the next best price is this. You'll save €90 by changing over supplier rather than renewing with your current provider.
Okay, but then
now it's down to you, Tommy, to decide, is that €90, do you personally feel that is worthwhile changing for? Okay, and only you can make that decision.
How does one fall out of contract? Is
12 months from the day you sign?
Right.
Well, some are 12 months. There are some 6-month contracts out there. There are 18-month contracts out there, and there are 2-year contracts out there.
So are you saying that if my contract is for a year or for 2, it's up to me after that year or 2 is falling due to ring the company to say I want to stay in contract? Otherwise, automatically, the energy provider will deem me out of contract.
Correct.
Okay.
Some suppliers will send you an email, let you know it's coming to an end. Some suppliers do that. Not all of them. Some might send you a text, depending on alerts that you've got set up as towards what's happening. But, at the end of the day, it is down to yourself.
Yeah.
To make sure. And you've got to remember, Tommy, as I said to you, we currently have 15 registered electricity suppliers in Ireland. Now, each of those suppliers have a minimum of 4 different contracts types available. You're talking about, if you come out with a contract in the morning, you're talking about a good 30, at least, that would be relevant to your particular meter type of options across the board that are available to you. I personally, and I've spoke to a lot of other brokers that are out there, and that we've never been busier. People are confused. They're not sure they're getting the best price with solar panels that are coming in now. Like 1 in every 4 of us have solar panels now. And it's becoming even more so. I see it every day. I get calls. I'm getting calls every day, more and more, in regards to solar panels and what they'll do for me. And at the end of the day, solar panels, electricity is costing you an average of 35 cents a unit. You're putting solar panel, every unit of electricity the panels produce is saving you 35 cents a unit. Look at your bill. Multiply it up. You can now get anywhere between 18 to 25 cents a unit to feed electricity back into the grid. Heating hot water, a quarter of our bills go on heating hot water. Panels will do this for you. We've got to be able to keep a closer eye. People are becoming more and more aware. Smart meters now as well. Look, in the next 12 months, everyone's going to have a smart meter in. It's going to happen. And the way the pricing's going there at the moment, like at peak rates at the moment, are averaging at about 50 cents a unit. So that's between 5 and 7 o'clock if you're on a smart meter. On average, you're paying 50 cents a unit for your electricity. Outside of them hours, you're paying maybe 37 during the day and about 25 at the night time. And then there's so many variants of offers that are available in regards to half-price electricity on the weekends. You pay a little bit more during the week, but if that suits your lifestyle, if you have an electric car, you can get it for 9 cents a unit between 2 and 5 o'clock in the morning, so you can program your thing.
It's just we just have to work harder than we used to. That's what we have to do, right? It's
not even working hard. It's understanding your own usage, Tommy, and how you use electricity, and being aware of these things, like aware of the fact that between 5 and 7 o'clock is costing me 50 cents a unit. I don't think I'll turn on the dryer until 8 o'clock. Simple little things, you know what I mean, will make huge differences on our bill, I've got solar panels up there, right? Let's use them in the most. And anything that's not used is getting fed back into the grid, and I'm going to get paid a few pounds for it. There's not many investments like solar panels that will give you the return that they're giving at the moment.
But what length of time before you get a return?
Domestically, you're looking at an investment of about maybe, let's say, 6,000 or 7,000 euros. You're looking at a return of 4 to 5 years, depending on your usage.
Right.
Commercially, you're looking at 3 years. If you have the roof space on there of a return, it's a no-brainer commercially, you know what I mean? But anyway.
Okay. There's lots of food for thought there. There's so many texts from people coming in saying it's all right to be talking about apps and the like, but for people in their 60s and 70s,
absolutely,
that's tough going.
That's why I'm saying, Tommy, they have their place in the market. There are people out there who are getting very into it now and want to know what their usage is and everything like that. And this will suit them. You know what I mean? It's a nice, flashy app, looks good, gives you all your information. Their prices aren't bad. They're cheapest on a 24-hour. They're not on the day and night. They're not cheapest, far from it. They're far from cheapest on the smart meter. They're a sister company of Prepay Power. There's a definite whiff of Prepay Power about them. You choose your payment. You've got 30 days notice of leaving them. It's only paperless. It's on the app, what you have there. They are going to pay the microgen payments, but haven't anything set up yet. The microgen payments are the payments for solar feeding back into the grid. They are going to be bringing gas on board as well, but currently aren't doing the gas, so you can't get a dual fuel price. You usually get a bigger discount if you're bringing your gas and electricity. I know that's not a big thing around here, but would be to a lot of customers. So, look, they have their... All the suppliers have their place in the market,
and they all have their perks.
A different type of clientele. They all have their perks. They all have their downfalls, depending on what you want.
Very quickly, and I have to get really short answers on these. There's buckets of questions.
Okay,
this one says the various electricity suppliers have a great disparity in their standing charges. You typically have the cheapest rate per kilowatt, but have a fee of almost €1 per day for a standing charge. Smart meter tariffs are also a bit of a con with peak time rates. What should we do?
Yeah, look, just monitor it and know when it's on. Yeah, standing charges have nearly tripled over the last 2 years, along with it, without any apparent reason.
Right.
And as for the peak rates, look, you just have to be aware of it and be conscious of it. That, look, I am paying 50 cent a unit between 5 and 7. So,
but anyway, the bottom line is all of the suppliers charge a standing rate, and there's nothing you can do. Lenny called. Just want to say thanks to John for all your help and advice yesterday. You spent a lot of time with her to make everything clear, and she wants to really thank you for that. I don't know if you know who the lady was.
I do. I know. Yeah, she gave me a call.
Okay, standing charge on the electricity. Sorry, can you ask the man you're interviewing, what is the standard charge on your electricity bill before your usage is added for? It's just, you know what it is? It's just a kind of a tax, isn't it?
What, the standing charge?
Yeah, it's just a way of...
It's a tax that's on there. It's a cost of... One of the costs of getting the electricity to you. And each supplier, there's a minimum charge. Every supplier charges a different standing charge. And before, it wasn't something you really had to watch. They were all pretty much the same. But now there are some big variances in there, from €1.12 a day to 66 cents a day.
Okay, is it easy to get through to the energy supplier companies by phone?
No, but it's very easy to get through to me, Tommy.
Right. Will the smart meter put the price up?
Depending on your situation. That's right. If you have solar panels, if you have an electric car, depending on your lifestyle, if you're a busy household and stuff like that, and if you're conscious of what you're doing, there are ways you can save some money there. If you're two people living in a home on your own, don't have an awful lot of electricity usage and kind of set in your ways, it's going to cost you more.
Okay, Castlebar listener says, I ring around. The best I got was February of this year, 39.7 cent per unit, and that was with a 10% discount. So that's over the 35 cent a unit that this gentleman is talking about. All the other suppliers were no cheaper. That's not a question. That's just more of an analysis.
Sounds about right.
Says that's to do with trains, so I can't go there. This texter says my electricity supplier will only pay microgen payment.
Yeah, that's the money you get paid back.
Every 6 months. Is that unusual?
No, some suppliers pay it twice a year, yeah. Some suppliers pay it every month on your bill. Once again, something you need to a question you need to ask when you're choosing a supplier. And what is it are you happy getting it twice a year? Would you prefer it every month on your bill? And how much are they paying you? Because there's a big variance there as well in what they will pay on their microgen payments.
Phil says electric bill contracts, same as the broadband bill or the mobile phone. If you go over the contract time, it increases. In some cases, quite astronomically. And one more that says, can you ask John about water power energy supplier?
Yeah, they're another water power, another supplier that's out there. They're one of the greener ones, let's say, that's out there. Water power, as it suggests.
Just another company.
Just another company.
Right.
That's one of the 15 that are out there currently, Tommy.
And finally, does the customer have to activate the smart meter themselves?
No, you don't have to activate it, but if you want to go on to, so when you get a smart meter, you have to request from either your supplier or the new supplier you want to go on to a smart meter tariff if you want to. So when you get a smart meter, if you are on a standard 24-hour rate, that's what you stay on. If you want to go on to a smart meter tariff, you need to contact your supplier.
Okay, very good. Well, I would imagine there are a lot of people out there who have this morning now learned that they're probably out of contract. Have a look at your bill. If you're paying more than 40 cents per unit, it's likely you're out of contract. You should be ringing your supplier and demand that you go on contract straight away because the tariffs are a little bit cheaper. What's the best way for people to get in touch with you if they want to get the cheapest electricity on the market?
My mobile number there, Tommy, or my email address. So my mobile is 089 4277 277.
Okay, that's 0894 277 277. If you want to call John Tarpey, his website is eiceaenergy.ie. Is that correct?
Yeah, EICEA, EIceaEnergy.ie.